rugged and extra durable. Still, some people say that the new generation is not good enough. The Amazfit T-Rex 3 is here, and I've had it on my wrist for long enough to share everything you need to know. So let's inspect. Well, just look at it. The stainless steel bezels and the ability to remotely control action cameras such as GoPro, the contactless payments, an inbuilt GPS, the ability to advise you about health, and all these other typical for 2024 smartwatch features, they're all packed inside the Amazfit T-Rex 3, something that I believe is the most interesting Amazfit-made device ever. And we're here in order to learn everything about it based on my usage in the past couple of weeks, including the strong and the weak sides in this thorough, detailed, unbiased and truthful video, because that's what I do here on the channel, inspecting cool tech. Great to meet you. I'm the Tech Mishka. Time to go. The first big topic I want to touch base on is the health tracking. And if we start with the heart rate sensor, it is shockingly good. I mean, given the heart rate results, the measurements, the responsiveness whenever it comes to spikes, it's among the best in the industry, and you can check the channel. I do review a lot of smartwatches. You can have these readouts happening every 1, 5, 10 or 30 minutes, and it is continuous tracking during workouts, of course. Also, in case an activity is auto-detected, the rate is increased respectively. The stack of sensors on the bottom is capable of reading SpO2 and stress levels, and also monitoring your sleep cycles. In regard to the latter one, I do have some mixed news, though. The watch was totally incapable of detecting any awake times at the start, on a night where I even walked, and the watch didn't notice this at all. Apparently quite irritating, but I'm happy to share that with the third firmware update as of now, October 2024, it is all a lot better with the sleep tracking. The stress measurings are likely not that trustworthy due to the fact that they seem to be based on algorithms which calculate movements and your body fitness levels. Let's go and further investigate the tracking capabilities by exploring some of the workouts. The amount of them is mind-blowing. I don't know whether Amazfit are monitoring Facebook groups or Reddit threads or some of my former reviews, but they seem to bring in features that have been discussed already. For instance, EMTB makes its way to the list with the workouts for the first time, and this is great. True, there is no possibility to pair with e-bikes yet, but it's a solid beginning and will finally get to report the correct category in Strava, something that my beloved Huawei Fit 3 still cannot do. Additionally, you can use Maps for navigation, not Google Maps, and you have to pre-download the files, which requires Wi-Fi, so better do it at home before the workout. The procedure is really simple. And the map details are more than enough for getting you to the right kind of trails. Of course, a lot more workout modes are present, some of which include smart coaches, lap and section triggers, alerts, and so on. The Amazfit T-Rex 3 gets closer to Garmin watches in regards to fitness tracking, further confirmed by extremely detailed battery endurance information from the website, the feature-rich interface, and of course, the proper map implementation. True, the watch is not capable of smart navigation yet, you have to still use GPX tracks, but once you reach your destination, there's a convenient navigation feature backwards, meaning that you practically never get lost. After each and every session, there's a new summary notification appearing, showing how your pulse levels are 3 minutes after the workout has completed. If we analyze the collected data, heart rate accuracy exceeds the expectations. The GPS is also spot on, and I'm overly super happy with the variety of workouts and the tracking precision. All the details about each and every training that you go for are presented in the Zepp smartphone app, together with analysis of your fitness trends and much more. This also is the place where you get to find out more information about the courses and the training modes. The improvements are also notable on the hardware side. Larger display with Gorilla Glass protection, inbuilt multi-band GPS, 700 mAh battery, Wi-Fi, NFC, microphone, multiple health tracking sensors, bunch of diving certifications, and the watch weighs just 68 grams. Looking at the specs, I don't think they reveal the whole picture, but given the amount of those new little additions which are meant to improve the overall user experience, I feel we should talk about them. The most meaningful among all, in my opinion, is this design revamp where we have finally stainless steel bezel, and this is a very welcomed change because Generation 2 was relying entirely on plastic bezels, and that already feels much more premium. And also octagon shape and those two protective areas on the sides, which means most likely you would never ever have an accidental press of a button, regardless what you do with your wrist, which is a very welcome change, especially if you do a lot of workouts involving your hands. Also, a very nice upgrade is the fact that we finally get to have NFC implementation and you can make contactless payments. Some limitations, regional, apply, but still works pretty well as soon as you manage to find a working MasterCard. Other than that, the GPS, you've seen some snaps, super accurate, improved battery endurance. Well, sounds like we have everything upgraded, everything but presence of a speaker. Yeah, there's no inbuilt speaker, meaning that you can't really make any Bluetooth-relayed phone calls. Kind of a bummer. But speaking of upgrades, there's a pretty nice addition to the display. T-Rex 3 upscales from 139 to a 1.5-inch display, keeps the AMOLED technology, protects it with Gorilla Glass, and offers the exceptional 2000 nits peak brightness, which kind of matches the Galaxy Watch 7 in that regard, but is a bit behind Garmin Fenix 8 and the Galaxy Watch Ultra, which are topping this value at 3000 nits. I can guarantee that no matter the conditions, this display is perfectly visible and workable and has been a delight to operate with. 60 Hz refresh rate are the most that these animations can get, and with the smart grouping of icons and data, the entire surface is well usable. It responds to touch controls, but you can also entirely navigate via the hardware buttons, just as every sports and endurance-oriented smartwatch should be. Always on mode is of course present. The only remark that I have is that it doesn't seem to utilize the auto brightness sensor and remains quite pale even if you go outside, meaning that it's pretty hard to see under direct sunlight. The battery life factor is huge. Consuming about 40% within 7 days sounds like crazy good. For the time being, I had to recharge my Pixel 3 6 times already, and looks like I'm gonna have at least another week until I actually have to use this feature on the T-Rex 3. Good moment to point out to the new design of the charging plate. The pins are extra large, maybe in order to avoid any connectivity issues. Of course, more AOD, more frequent use of the display for tools, workouts and so on, is going to reduce the endurance per charge a lot, but Amazfit played very fair and share with you the expected outcomes with many different use case scenarios. The software side is next and is particularly interesting. Zepp OS has evolved a lot, and T-Rex 3 can now benefit from the many apps available in their App Store. I underline that these are quite basic apps and not as powerful as what you'd find on Google Play Store or Apple App Store, but I'm still gonna use some of them for sure. There are now remote control apps for the two most popular action cameras, namely the GoPro and the DJI Osmo Action series. There are language translators, navigation supporting apps, even some games. Weirdly, there's no such function yet, and that kind of feels necessary given the amount of apps available already. As for the watch controls and the menus, fluid, quickly responding, somewhat jittery at moments. Maybe I'm already too used to the 120Hz displays on smartphones. The one here is just 60. There's a very rich on customizations settings area and generous support for third-party peripherals. You can add chest HR trackers, air quality monitors, and so on. If I were you and I get the watch, I would spend some time in order to get to choose good watch faces. Having the right kind will certainly enhance your perception and actions based on the information collected and shown by the watch. Let me take the chance and showcase to you the smartphone app, Zepp. It is nice looking, fairly tidy, shows some signs of Fitbitization, if I may say so, because plenty of summary sections, recommendations, even some premium features that you could unlock through opting in for a subscription. Luckily, nothing that is going to compromise getting to know more about health collected data. Yeah, that's absolutely a great way for summarizing the HR, the sleep, and whatever else you need to check. Tidy with bunch of details and user-friendly way to add music or GPX tracks or set alarms and so on. You can start a workout from here, which will of course immediately appear on the watch as well. And possibility to link to any of your favorite supported third-party sporty services, such as Strava, of course. Unlike Huawei, who always name their workouts after their own brand, Amazfit use some useful information in the titles referring to the time of the day when an event has happened. Another bunch of good points for the T-Rex 3. If you wonder which are the red points or the red flags, here I need to be quite creative because the watch is close to perfect. Still, the lack of a speaker, kind of a bummer because you can't make any phone calls, the lack of option to use the beeper for alarms, hopefully to show up as a software update, the lack of more advanced button reprogramming, the Zep Pay is not supporting Visa credit cards yet, there is no ECG tracking, and no LTE version of the watch. To sum everything up, well, again, just look at it. Superb user experience. I would say class-leading, especially given the price point. And I think the T-Rex 3 is just one tiny speaker away from being the perfect 2024 rugged smartwatch because, well, it's not too expensive. It offers a lot of premium features. Whatever it can do, it does it really well. You can make some contactless payments, and the GPS is extremely accurate. So what else would we want from a 2024 rugged smartwatch, right? Well, a speaker. Probably that's an idea for Amazfit to release at some point a more premium T-Rex 3 Pro or whatever smartwatch, because it would really be the killer deal. And even as it is, if you don't mind the lack of a speaker, this is superb and already in the territory of the Garmin Fenix series in terms of overall user experience. And if you care about battery life, it just nails it, especially compared to watches like the Galaxy Watch Ultra or the Apple Watch Ultra, which you have to recharge each and every day. So that's, in my opinion, the best that Amazfit has ever designed. Well, could be that you agree or not. Actually, I'm curious to see about your opinion. Comment section below the video is where we can continue the conversation about smart wearables and whether such kind of rugged smartwatch is worth the $270 price tag. I think it's pretty amazing. So that's everything about this episode. In case you enjoyed watching all this, give it a like, subscribe to the channel for more cool tech inspections, and if you want to buy your own T-Rex 3, head over to the video description for more information and link to the best deal I managed to find for you. So that's it for today. I'm the Tech Mishka. Look forward to seeing you in our next episode. Bye.